Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Stable video, and in this video we have Train With Me number 6, which is your deepest darkest secrets. I am super happy I'm finally actually getting a Train With Me out on time, because if you didn't know, Train With Me number 5 actually came out a month late, which is pretty concerning. But without further ado, let's get straight into the entries, starting with Nina Blen. So I was 8 when I watched the show and I had a crush on that one actor. I didn't even know it was a crush because I was so young. I was like, ooh, he looks nice. After a month, it was my birthday, and I got an iPad for my ninth birthday, and my dad downloaded Star Stable. After a week, I met a guy who asked me for my personal stuff. My dad said no name, no address, no age, no nothing. I agreed. Then I just said to the guy, sorry, I can't tell you. He was pretty annoyed and said, come on, just tell me. Oh, wait, I have a game idea. Do you have a crush? I was like, what's that? When you like someone. I was like, yeah, that one guy from the TV show. And that was my biggest mistake ever. He responded, OMG, that's me. I'm glad you like me. My 9-year-old brain believed it. What did you expect? I said, wait, really? Then I told him, like, everything about me. I kept this a secret from my parents, and the guy texted me in Star Stable 100 times. Then he asked me, will you marry me? I was really nervous, so I just left. That's when my anxiety kicked in. I ignored him for days. Then he sent me a letter. Will you or will you not? I replied, no. Then I finally told my parents. They were so annoyed, but I understand till the day why and how dangerous this online world could be. I got grounded for 1 week and couldn't use my iPad. When I had it back, I still didn't want to play anyways. That was almost 5 years ago, soon 6, and I'm glad I blocked him. Maybe I wouldn't be here if I told him yes. Okay, that's actually a really scary story on your part. I'm really glad you tell no because you might not actually be here till this day if you said yes. So, thank you so much for the entry, and I'm glad you made the right decision. The next entry is from Sandy. So I had a cousin that I kind of had a crush on, which I'm not related to, so don't judge me. I was a dumb child a few years ago. So I kind of liked him, and it was the summer, and we were at my grandma's that I'm also not related to. She had a trampoline that I really loved, and so she also had sponges, and you could probably guess what happened next. Yeah, so there were sponges, and I and him kind of pretended I was the mom and he was the dad. Yeah, I'm so embarrassed of what I did, and I hate the word sponge to this day. That's actually a pretty embarrassing story. I could imagine it would be super, super, super awkward if someone just were to walk in as you guys were playing your little pretend game. So, yeah, I'm glad that actually didn't happen, but, yeah, thank you for the entry. The next entry is by Lilia. I have the tea. When I was 7, I had a friend, let's call her Elle, and I live right next to a park. And one day I'm like, Elle, let's pack the wagon with things and try to stay up till like, I don't know, 10 p.m. So I packed the wagon with Scooby snacks and other stuff. Then we went. There were sort of two parks right next to where I live. One when I was 4, I tried to walk there alone, and the cops had to bring me back to my mom. And then Elle knew a different way to the park, so we walked that way, and we found a place around the road and started getting sticks. And me being the little demon I was, I brought lighters and set those sticks on fire. And let's call myself M. And Elle was like, M, are you sure this is a good idea? 3 people have passed us, and I think they're calling the cops on us. I'm like, Elle Rax, they're probably just driving on their phones for a different reason. And then a guy pulled up to us and got out of the car and said, hey, let's put this out. Then takes water from his water bottle and puts it out, then calls the cops on us. Then the cops came and took us home. I was a demon child, and to be honest, I still am. I have other stories of starting other fires when not necessary. And Elle was 9. She should have been like, no 7-year-old demon. We are not starting fires on other people's property and getting the cops called on us. So I kind of blame her because she's older than me. She should have said no, but yeah, that's how I almost burned someone's property as a 7-year-old. That's actually a really crazy story. I mean, the funniest part of that story, in my opinion, is the guy just pulls over, walks out of the car, and nonchalantly just says, let's put this out. Like, shouldn't it be like more, oh my gosh, why is there a fire? He's just like so nonchalant, puts out the fire, calls the cops. Why is he so chill about that? And then you're going on a trip for who knows how many hours, and the main thing you pack are Scooby snacks. That's just the vibe we're going for. I guess that's just perfect. But thank you for this submission. I really enjoyed reading that. Our next entry is by Drakelyn Diamond Sky. Well, I was 5 or 6. I stole my brother's teeth that had fallen out and hid them. I lied that I didn't take them and never gave them back because I forgot where I put them. That's actually a very interesting story. I feel like if I were to do this when I was 5 or 6, I would steal them, put them under my pillow, and hope that the tooth fairy would give me money. But thank you for the entry. Our next entry is by Olivia Coyote Hoof, and her deepest, darkest secret is her YouTube channel and Instagram account. I can definitely agree to this. Like the only people who know about my channels and Instagram accounts are like my parents. So yes, definitely relate to this. And yeah, thank you for the entry. Our next entry is by Jam SSO. I don't really have anything super secret, well, that I want to share in here, but I have some things we all probably have done. So I've sneaked out of school a couple times by pretending I was sick. Also, I've used AI or Google to do my homework when I wasn't supposed to because I was lazy. I can definitely relate to both of these. One time it was the equestrian festival, and I needed to get out of school 2 hours earlier to get enough championships in to like do the impressing the Baroness. So I said I had acid in my mouth at the school nurse because my mom usually says she has acid refluxes. So yeah, I told the nurse I had acid in my mouth, and my parents picked me up, and I didn't get to use my computer for like a week. So yeah, that didn't really end up working out, but I feel like we've all used Google to do our homework at some point. ex- Especially if you're in middle school, maybe if you're like in elementary school and below, you haven't, but if you are in middle school up, you definitely have done it once. But or that could just be me, but there's that. Our next entry is by Snow Baker. Okay, we listen and we don't judge. I was 8 and I was sick for like 2 weeks. In elementary school, my class wrote a math exam while I was gone, and I returned and I had to write it too. And yeah, I didn't know anything. And I thought, like, if I rip the page off, my teacher won't notice. She noticed. I am loving this little tiny story right here. Like, I just find that so funny. Like, your teacher gives you exam, you don't know what's on it. You just like rip a page off and hope she won't notice. Thank you for the entry. Okay, the next entry would like to stay anonymous, so we're just gonna read it real quick. I know how to ban people on SSO without ever touching their account. I've never done it. The knowledge that I can just makes me happy. I've never used my power just because I don't think I should know how to, but oh well. I am very happy you chose to stay anonymous for this entry because I feel like whoever would watch this video might start spamming you, trying to figure out how they can ban people on SSO2. So I think that was a really good decision staying anonymous. That's actually really cool. Like, if someone's like being rude to you or like bullying you in like global or something, you can just like ban them and just like say bye. But I feel like they could report you or Starcy would find out some way and then you'd get in pretty big trouble. So I don't recommend using it, like you said, but that's actually really cool. They also submitted a second entry, something I hid from my parents. Now, this will sound very stupid, but my parents are insanely strict with music. So all of my playlists have songs that they 10 out of 10 wouldn't approve, but it isn't even bad music. They don't appreciate my music taste. I agree with this so much. Sometimes I'm just like playing my playlist in the car, and my parents just like start like criticizing my song choices. Like they just don't appreciate our song choices. So definitely agree with that. Thank you for the entry. Our next entry is by Cora King Tiger. I was like 7 when this happened, so we listen and we don't judge, okay? So I was in elementary school and we had a lot of homework, and if we didn't finish, we got a mark. If we had a mark at the end of the day, we didn't get Fun Friday, either free time on Chromebooks or outside time. Well, I forgot to do it, and I walked in and I realized I hadn't done it. I was really upset, then I realized I could pretend to be sick. So I told my teacher I felt like throwing up, and my parents came and got me, but they both had work after. I actually did get sick after though, so I technically didn't lie. That's actually like crazy coincidence. Like you tell your teachers you're sick to get out of school, and then right after you actually get sick. That's just like crazy in your favor. So honestly, like I don't know how you played that off, but just great job. And thank you for the entry. Our next entry is by Amelia Truthray. Her deepest, darkest secrets are I only now just got Lifetime and I lie about my age to get into clubs. I know it's bad, but whatever, I'm pretty truthful. Okay, first of all, congrats on Lifetime Star Rider. Honestly, getting Lifetime Star Rider is like one of my favorite things in the game. You just unlock so much more, and it's just so much more fun. Secondly, We all lied about our age when we were younger to get into clubs because there were like age requirements, like you had to be 13 plus and stuff like that. And like you're only 11 and you really want to get into that club and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm 15, it's fine." But thank you for the submission. This is very relatable. Okay, and our final entry is by Lena Kittenfire. So these are really dark secrets. Like most of my friends don't know, kind of dark. So yesterday I was at school and it was at lunch. My school has a really big rule against no phones, but I was just in the bathroom on my phone, chilling, when a few girls I knew, but I'm not friends with, came in, were getting tampons, putting them under the sink, and throwing them at the ceiling, wall, and other places. I threw something flushable into the toilet because I'm a big scaredy most of the time, but don't do this because you can get in big trouble. My second one is the same day we were in last period, and my best friend comes in and says, "There's literal white stuff in the upstairs bathroom." I'm like, "No way." And I go in there and there's two girls vaping, one doing weed, some people drawing a no-no thing that I can't say on the wall. But sure enough, it's there. And someone goes over and licks it. And nobody except the girls were in there know about it. Oh my gosh. What school do you go to? That's like actually crazy. When I said type your deepest, darkest secrets, I didn't think we were going this deep. Like, dang. And they were drawing on the walls. Like, it's one thing to draw on the walls. We've probably all done that. But a no-no thing on the wall, that I don't have the guts to do that personally. I am personally also a very big scaredy cat. If I were in that situation, I would also just throw something flushable into the toilet. But whoa, that's a really deep entry. Thank you for your entry. Without further ado, those are all the entries I got. Thank you so much to everyone who entered. Last time I only got like 6 entries. This time we have 11. So this is a very big upgrade from last time. So, like I said, thank you so much to everyone who entered. I really do appreciate it. I will be linking everyone's channels in the description who entered, so make sure to go check them out. They're all amazing Star Stable creators, except the one person who wanted to be anonymous. I will not be tagging them. But yeah, without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Look out for Train With Me number 7 announcement coming out later today. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.